The DC universe is absolutely massive, with hundreds of classic, memorable characters, amazing locations, and fantastic stories. It's hard not to get inspired, especially as an artist. DC has always been an inspiration for my work, whether it was the Teen Titans cartoon I watched growing up or watching the classic Batman movies with my older relatives. It's always been a huge part of my life. So I decided I needed to make some kind of tribute to the series of comics I owe so much to. In this series, I will be redesigning some of my favorite DC characters, not only to fit my style, but also completely reimagining their outfits, taking inspiration from some of their past incarnations, as well as adding my personal flair. Think of it this way, I'm drawing these characters as if DC gave me my own series of comics and free reign to design the characters however I choose. Welcome to the Tacoverse. Okay, we're starting off with DC's Golden Boy, Superman. So as you can see here, I'm mostly focused on the muscle placement. I really wanted to get the anatomy, as close as I could to realistic, kind of a bodybuilder. I wanted this Superman to look just absolutely jacked, you know what I mean? I was watching a lot of box office artists recently, and that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this whole series. A lot of his work kind of has these big muscle-bound characters, and I wanted to kind of not copy that, but take some inspiration for that here. You may notice I gave him some gauntlets there, and that is because I originally was going to give him gloves, but then I remembered Superman doesn't really wear gloves. Instead of that, I just gave him some cool gauntlets. What I also love is the cape. If you're familiar with Todd McFarlane, he's been a big inspiration on me. He's a great comic artist. Creator of Venom and Spawn. Well, not really creator of Venom, but he's the guy who designed Venom. Like I said, also created Spawn. If you don't know who Spawn is, he's actually not a Marvel or DC character. He's a character from an indie comic. I also voiced him in a friend's upcoming animation. I'll link that in the description when it comes out. One thing Todd McFarlane does really well is he draws these huge flowing capes, they look like they're moving on the page, and they're just it's a massive fabric. And I took a little bit of inspiration with that when I designed Superman's cape here. You may also notice I added a bit of black to his costume. I was kind of struggling whether or not I wanted to make his costume blue or black. Like I said, this series is completely redesigning these characters. So I kind of wanted to go a little bit extreme and just give him a jet black costume. Superman has had a black costume before. Godfall Superman, I believe he had a black costume. Batman Beyond, when he showed up a couple times, he had a black costume. Also I believe his suit in the new Supergirl show. I haven't actually watched it, but I've seen a couple clips of it, and I think his suit, the S symbol, has some black in there instead of yellow. And I do like the idea of Superman wearing black, because I think I like that, Zack Snyder in Justice, kind of a darker version of Superman. This is a bit of a jaded Superman, I think. A little edgy, a little bit jaded. I did want to include some of the yellow from Superman's classic costume in there. So I gave him some gold accents in the clasps of his cape and the lines going through his gauntlets. I was originally going to make those Tron lines, but I actually used the Tron lines for a different character I'm going to design later, so I didn't want to, overuse Tron lines. That's a privilege. Tron lines are a privilege. You might also notice I didn't give him the classic Superman red underwear. I kind of like the fact that they're stepping away from that in some of the modern comics, and of course in the movies he doesn't have the red underwear anymore. Speaking of movies, I think everyone kind of has their favorite film version of Superman. And for me, that is definitely Henry Cavill. I love Christopher Reeve. I think Henry Cavill is probably my personal favorite. He just looks the part. If Superman was real, that's how I would imagine he would look. You know what I mean? His costume is great. I love his costume. I love that kind of darker shade. I know I said I like kind of that edgy, jaded Superman, but I think Superman's supposed to be kind of he's a symbol of hope, you know what I mean? So I gave him more of a lighter blue for the blue parts. Anyway, so this is my version of Superman. Hope you guys like it, and you'll be seeing the full piece in just a couple seconds. Hope you guys liked that video, and I want you guys to decide who I'm going to do next. Here's some options. Should I do another member of the Justice League, or should I do the nemesis of another superhero? You guys can decide in the comments, and whichever one's more popular is the one that'll come out next. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.